I just got to add up an infinite number of rectangles again today in calculus, and I get to do it once again tomorrow. I'm super excited. But today I get to show you guys something, right? Watch this. Okay, so these are extra notes. I am going to give these notes to you free of charge. You don't have to pay me anything more. We're just going to, it's like, you know, no extra fee. Like sometimes you sign up for cable and they give you like HBO for a week. Here you get extra notes from Mr. Gantz. Free. You're supposed to be more excited. Whatever. All right, how about this? You with me? Watch me go to work. You okay with that? Is that legal? Let's see, x squared over r squared. That could be x over r, quantity squared. That could be y over r, quantity squared, equals 1. A for the day, what is x over r? Cosine. So you have cosine squared of theta plus sine squared of theta equals 1. How do you like that? Did I show that to you the other day? Look at on your sheet I just gave you. Do you see it there? Towards the bottom, right-hand corner. Sine squared plus cosine squared is 1 all the time. U and theta, same thing, doesn't matter. Go ahead. But I will switch it up a little bit. So watch this trick. So this is number 1. Okay, so that's like equation number 1 that we like to use. I'm going to give you another equation. I'm going to divide everything by cosine squared of theta. You okay with doing that? What's cosine squared divided by cosine squared? 1 plus 1 over, what's 1 over cosine? What's the inverse of cosine? Secant. So 1 over cosine squared would be secant squared. Ah, we're getting there. Sine squared over cosine squared. What is sine? Is sine x or y or r? What is it? Sine is y over r. Cosine is x over r. So if you take y over r and divide it by x over r, you get y over x, which is tangent. Divide that by that and you get tangent squared. Oh, we've got another formula. How cool is that? Look at all these formulas that we're giving you. You could have like 50 on them on the next sheet of paper I give you. Okay, so that's another one that's written down. You see that in the same spot over here? Okay. I'm going to give you 2 more. You guys told me already that sine of theta over cosine of theta was what? Tangent. There's another one. That's kind of nice. Ready for one more? Just one more. Okay, for the last one, we take this cosine squared of theta plus sine squared of theta equals 1. And instead of dividing through by cosine squared, this time I'm going to divide through by sine squared. Hey, friend. Why so happy? Did you just add up an infinite number of rectangles? Oh, joy. All right. Okay, what's 1 over sine squared? Let's start on that side. What's the reciprocal of sine? Cosecant, so I got cosecant squared. What's sine squared divided by sine squared? 1. Now, if sine divided by cosine was tangent, what do you think cosine divided by sine is? Cotangent. So that was our 4th one. You guys told me for a 5th one you can do cosine of theta divided by sine of theta is equal to cotangent of theta. So we've generated all these formulas. They're very helpful. You're going to use them all the time. And I put them on the greatest graphic organizer ever for you. Vandy says it's better than all the Christmas presents he got combined. It just melts into your brain, doesn't it? It's like, oh, it connected everything for me. Very good. All right, should we try to put it to work? Yeah, let's put it to work. Example 1. Given tangent of theta is equal to 3 over 4. And sine of theta is less than 0. Find the other 5. She's here. Say, what up, buddy? Yeah, but he's got to wear the dress. Oh, he's a loser. All right. Okay. Julie, make a better door than a window. You never heard that expression before? You make a better door than a window? Can't see through you. Was I the only one that got told that all the time? You did growing up? Stand in front of the TV. Stand in front of the TV. Make a better door than a window. I don't get it. Does that mean I'm taller than I am? I don't okay. All right. So if tangent is positive, and remember, some people had trouble figuring this out. Sine is y over r. Cosine is x over r. Tangent is y over x. So tangent is positive. Which quadrant is tangent positive in? It's even on your sheet. 1 and 3. Where y and x are either both positive or where y and x are both negative. Either spot. Okay? So we're working in the 3rd quadrant. Is cosine going to be positive or negative in the 3rd quadrant? Negative. Sine positive or negative 3rd quadrant? Negative. It's my phone. It's for my wife. Okay. That didn't end up on YouTube. So, tangent of theta is 3/4. What is cotangent? 4/3. Now, here's the problem, you guys. Here's why I showed you those new formulas. You might look at this and say, well, tangent is going to be, or sine's going to be the 3 and cosine's going to be the 4. No, you don't know what the r is, do you? Okay? So you'd have to determine that. You could do x squared plus y squared equals 1 and say equal to 1. Or you could use your handy-dandy formula that I gave you guys. Namely that 1 plus tangent squared of theta is equal to secant squared of theta. That will allow us to solve for secant, right? So 1 plus, what do we get if we square that tangent value? 9 over 16 is equal to secant squared. 9 over 16 plus 1, that's 16 over 16 plus 9 over 16 is 25 over 16. It's equal to secant squared, theta. Square root both sides. What's square root of 25 over 16? 5 over 4 plus or minus equals secant of theta. Which one do you want, the plus or the minus? You want the minus. So secant is negative 5 over 4. What is cosine? Yeah, negative 4 over 5. So now we found two of them. So what if you want to find sine and cosecant? What could you do? You could use sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1. We could do that. You could also do, what else could you do? You could do sine divided by cosine equals tangent. Which one would you like to use? You choose. Sine squared plus cosine squared? Let's do it. Sine squared plus, what do I get if I square cosine? 16 over 25 equals 1, which is 25 over 25. Subtract that over. Sine squared theta is equal to 9 over 25 square root. Sine of theta is equal to plus or minus 3/5, which is a positive or negative. Negative 3 over 5. And cosecant would be the negative 5 over 3. Got to be able to use those formulas. What do you think of that? Golden? You got it? Casey Gilbertson, are you paying attention? Well, now YouTube Nation thinks that you're a slacker. Okay. All right, second example. A lot quicker, a lot easier. Example 2. Looks like example squared. Draw a triangle. What if I said solve the triangle? If I say solve the right triangle, you have to be able to find A, B, and C, A, B, and C. Big A, B, and C are the angles. Little A, B, and C are the sides, and they are opposite the angles. So you tell me, what is angle C? 90. Good, you got 1 point. What's B? Good, you got 2 points. What's A? Good, it's got to add up to 180, so therefore A is going to be 26 degrees. All right, you got all the angles. That was a piece of cake. Upside down. C is going to be opposite angle C. A is going to be opposite angle A, and B is going to be opposite angle B. What's C? 10. Okay, now we need to use trig. We got to find out A or B. Which one would you like to find? A? Okay, we'll do A. So I want to find A, and I'm given C. So I'm dealing with this side and this side. So you can use sine, cosine, or tangent. Not tangent. Tangent would be opposite over or adjacent. Cosine. Cosine of 64 degrees is equal to A divided by 10. Cross multiply. 8 times 1. 8. Somebody, cosine of 64 times 10. Make sure you put the 10 in front. $4.997. Nope. You must have put the 10 at the end. 4.3? No. No way. No way. I don't believe it. Don't believe it. Go away, everything. Are you working in radians or degrees? Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the opposite side. Okay, 4.3. All right. Hey, just how about this? If you type it in, make sure you go 10 times cosine and not the other way around. Otherwise, people forget to put the parentheses around 64. You're not taking the cosine of 640, right? So gotta make sure you work through that. 4.38. Good job. Exactly like I said. All right. 4.38. That's 8. How are you going to find B? Yep, Pythagorean theorem. So 4.38 squared. So I'll grab my answer and I'll square it. I'll do 100 minus that. And I'll square root that. Is that what you got? 8.99? Let's see if that makes sense. What's the biggest angle? 90. What's the biggest side? That works out. What's the smallest angle? 26. Smallest side? Yep. It's got to match up like that. Biggest angles, biggest sides, smallest angles, smallest sides. Could you solve for a right triangle faster too? Good. It's on your study guide. Be on the test. Last one, we just throw a little wrinkle. Okay, we won't even do the whole problem. We're just going to throw in a little wrinkle. Example 3. What if I give you this kind of triangle? ABC, and I'm going to give you 7 and 6. That's it. That's all you get. If you want more than that, you're going to have to bring me treats. Or figure it out on your own. What do you want to do first? Let's label our knowns. What's C? 90. C is 7 and B is 6. What do you want to find? A, side A. All right. So we got A squared plus B squared is C squared. So we'll do 49 minus 36, I guess. We'll square root that. 3.61. I gotta find an angle now. How do I do that? What do you want to use? Sine, cosine, or tangent? You choose. It's whatever you want. Tangent? Okay. Tangent of B. What's the tangent of B equal to? 6 over 3.61. How do I solve that? Tangent inverse. If you want to grab your angle, you do tangent inverse. Right? If you want to solve for an angle, you got to inverse. Tangent inverse of 6 divided by 3.61 parentheses 58.97. Could you now figure out A? Sure, it's 3103. So can you solve right triangles if you have to? Remember to inverse if you don't have anything else. You have the rest of the hour to work. 20 minutes. Go. No assignment.